Here's a video discussing factoring worksheet number 2, which is on factoring trinomials when A is 1. Remember, A represents the leading coefficient. So generally speaking, we think of quadratic functions as ax squared plus bx plus c, where A again is the leading coefficient. And notice that for all the questions in this worksheet, the leading coefficient, so the coefficient of the term that is squared, is 1. So, for example, you have b squared plus ap plus 7. So as a little technique, we tend to put c up here and b down below. And what you want to find is you want to find two numbers that multiply to c and add to b. So if you look at number 7, there's only two numbers I can think of that multiply 7, just 1 and 7. So if I put 7 up top and 8 down below, well, there you go. 1 plus 7 does add to 8. So you can break it up as b plus 1, or factor as b plus 1 times b plus 7. And this makes sense because if I were to FOIL, remember FOIL is an acronym for first, outside, inside, and last. So if I were to do b times b, I get b squared. B times 7, I get 7b. 1 times b, I get just plain old b. And 1 times 7, I get 7. When I add the two terms in the middle, because they're like terms, 7b plus b is 8b. So if b squared plus 8b plus 7, that gets me back to the original expression. So now I know I've done it correctly. So if you look at number 2, you put 10 up top and -11 down below. Now in this case, 10, there are two options, 1 and 10, 2 and 5, or the negative counterparts as well. I mean, I guess there were two options for number 1, -1 and -7, but we knew it was +1 and +7. Well, I'm probably gonna go with the negatives because I have a negative sum down below at -11. So it's pretty clear I'm gonna go with -1 and 10, you know? Sorry, -1 and -10. So it's n minus 1 and n minus 10. So again, that's what we got there. And notice that the instructions say factor completely. So if things are still factorable after you break it up, you're going to want to continue breaking it down, meaning that it might help to pull out common factors before you do the diamond. We'll see that for number 26. But let's look at 25. So -18 is my c value. That's c. B, of course, is 3. So let's think of the options here. -1 and 18. Remember, you've got to multiply -18. So one number has to be negative, one number has to be positive. -1 and 18 is no good. -2 and 9, no good. -3 and 6, bingo. Now, if none of those would work, then just switch. Put the negative number next to the larger one, and that could work as well. But of course, -3 and 6 is what we want because it adds up to 3. So p minus 3, p plus 6. Boom, there you go. Lastly, might help to pull out the 6 first if you can. And then you figure, oh, that's v plus, well, actually, before I get too carried away, let's do the diamond. 10 and 11. We've already seen this, that's 1 and 10. So 6, v plus 1, v plus 10. And still leave the 6 on the outside. So that concludes the video for worksheet number 2.